Hello, everybody. Hopefully, your morning is going amazing. I am on today, and we're going to have a special guest, uh, Yulia, Yulia Yaganova, and we're going to be talking about some different like mistakes that you can make with social media, but also like how to find your marketing zen. Just a little background before we get into the interview, and I'll transition into that screen in a minute, but. Who Yulia Yaganova is she's a digital marketer who's previously worked with brands with nearly 2 million followers. She has a bachelor's of marketing from Coastal Carolina University and has been running her own small company, Zenful Marketing, since May 2015. And when she's not working or learning about digital marketing, she loves running, kung fu, and is proficient in 4 languages, which I think is pretty awesome. We will transition into that, and feel free as we're going through this interview too to share this out if you have people that are interested in social media marketing, and then also we'd love to hear your questions. So without further ado, let's transition to this. How's it going, Yulia?
Hey Bruce, it's so great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, thanks for coming on. So for the people that aren't familiar with who you are, could you just give them some background of who you are, what you're from, and kind of what you're all about?
Yes, sure. So I'm a social media coach and Facebook ads strategist, and my mission is to help entrepreneurs connect with their dream clients and build fun and profitable businesses online by leveraging social media marketing. And how I get started, the most of my professional social media marketing experience comes from working for a digital marketing agency, like you pointed out. And they're, managing different big brands with millions of followers. It took creating systems to manage that efficiently. So now I just want to pass those systems on to business owners so they can leverage them in their business so they don't have to spend all day on social media marketing themselves, because I'm sure they have other better stuff to do. And to make it effective and get the most bang for the time spent and the money spent on social media.
Yeah. So what makes you? Yeah, I'm curious. So of anything that you could be doing, like what makes you passionate about like marketing in particular?
I just love how with marketing, you can amplify your message and get in front of more people who need your product or service, because all entrepreneurs are in it for to help somebody solve a problem or to make somebody's life better. So what I love about marketing is that that's the vehicle to do that. And yeah, with social media marketing, it's very easy to get personal and to get to know people. So it really makes you feel connected.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's get into like some of these ideas. Yeah, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome on, everybody. It's good to have you on as well. Uh, yeah, and feel free to ask any questions if you're interested as we're talking through this. I'm curious. So like we talked a little bit about this before we got on this scope, but I'm interested in like so you worked at a big digital marketing agency, and then like you moved on to um, you moved on to starting your own firm. I'm curious about the story behind that, and then like we were also talking about some of kind of the struggles of like building your own thing and kind of going out there and doing it. So I'd love to hear about that.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of a funny story, you would say. So my boyfriend is Czech, and now I'm in the Czech Republic. So to move to the Czech Republic, I need to figure out the visa. So I'm like, okay, how can I get the visa? And one way is employment. So I started looking for companies, and I sent out resumes, and they're like, oh, we love your resume. So you speak Czech? No. And at that moment, I didn't speak any Czech. Now I can get by, in regular life situations, but still not. I wouldn't write an ad in Czech language or a piece of content. So, so that was that. And then I figured out, okay, so another way is to start my own business. And I would not recommend anyone starting a business like that on a whim, because it really was on a whim. I didn't have a website or a business plan or an idea. I just know that I can write well and I can do social media marketing. I knew at that point I didn't want to do social media management as much, so not the day-to-day stuff and postings like I did for the brands that we worked with at the agency. So it took a few changes of directions to get to the point where I am now. So like I said, I wouldn't recommend to anyone, but that was the story. Started a business to get a business visa for the Czech Republic. But it worked out okay. And like I said, as long as you have the skills and you know that you can get results for others, even kind of crazy stories like that work out. And as long as you have savings.
Yeah. And yeah, like it's too. It's like it's impressive to be at a year mark with a business and to be doing that. So like, so what do you think? Like some of the so like you were talking about too about the struggle from like, okay, so you're behind a company, you're behind a logo, you're like this big nebulous thing, and then all of a sudden like you're your own brand. So like, yeah, what was the struggle there, and then like how could people, or like how do your clients kind of face similar things when they're developing their online presence?
Right. So yeah, like we talked about before we went live, that it was a struggle to go from being behind the brand to virtually being the brand, and that's what most small business owners, solopreneurs, that's what they will do. They will try to build a personal brand, and they should. And that's what I actually recommend, that you don't hide behind the brand. But it was very difficult to present my story, to own my story, right, with all the imperfections, because I thought, oh, I have to know everything, absolutely everything about digital marketing, and I have to present this clean front that I know everything. And that's just not true. And it was hard to become vulnerable and say, I don't know everything, but here's something I know, and here's what you can learn from me. So to help my clients combat with the same thing, I have them list out 50 ways that they're helping people and solving problems. And I'll say, this is going to be a confidence list, and this is where your story will come from and develop from. And that's going to serve as a foundation for your story online and you standing out and being unique.
So did you say 50 things? Like, so 50 ways?
Yeah.
Okay, wow, okay.
Yeah, and it can be skills, it can be your experience, it can be your personal story, because some people, if you're a life coach and you've went through very challenging times in life, that by itself is already something your clients can benefit from, because they'll be like, oh my gosh, if she could do it, then I can too. And they'll say, oh, so she's something who's been there and done that. Or if you are a fitness coach and you are teaching people to lose weight, of course you should share your story about how you lost weight and how you got stronger and what you had to overcome.
Yeah, so I think that's like an excellent one. Like kind of like talking about like mistakes that people make on social media. Like so if you're not thinking through like the way that you're helpful or the way that your story relates. So how do you help people find like the intersection in between like their customers' problems and their story? So like how do you get them to like kind of marry those two, I don't know, ideas?
Right. So the foundation is always them having to know their customer, and that's another biggie that you need to figure out as soon as you start a business. Even if you don't have any clients yet, to ask those questions. You can kind of pick pretty much a client that you can work with, and then do research and find people to do research with, and just get on the phone and ask those questions. What do you like? What do you struggle with? What's the biggest problem in your business right now or in your life right now that I can solve? And then when you see the direction and the answers, you'll tie your own story into it. So, for example, let me think of a good example for you. I saw for example, I had a client. She's a doctor. She's teaching people mindfulness strategies now, right? But her unique experience as a doctor, that's her differentiating factor. So she has to own part of the story. She has to incorporate that in her brand and tie that in, not as a doctor's advice, but as a valuable point for her audience, that they are not just getting advice from anyone, but it's an actual doctor, and she cares about their mindfulness because she's seen it over her practice over and over again, how people who have struggled with mindfulness come to her with other psychological and physical problems afterwards.
So okay, so like tying in her own experience, or like yeah, you're saying like kind of her story, or
Story and qualifications and experience, yes.
yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about this idea of getting to like marketing like Zen or whatever. Like so how would you kind of like define Zen, and like what would you say like marketing Zen is? Uh yeah.
Yeah, I would say it's having a clarity on your social media strategy and not worrying about the things that you're not doing, because otherwise people get overwhelmed and they spread themselves too thin. But I love when people finally get to the point where they have the clarity and they will say, okay, I'm doing these 3 things and they are working for me. And yes, I might still occasionally try the new things that come out or new social media networks maybe. But I will have a plan. I will have a strategy. How do they fit in with the rest of my online presence versus just randomly, running around doing chasing one shiny thing after the other and never really having a clear course of action.
So like getting people to the point of clarity, and like and the way that you do that, or like is it just kind of like taking them through like a process like that, like the 50 things or whatever that like about themselves that's useful, or like what else do you do to help them to get to clarity?
Yeah, so we'll talk about, we'll look at their existing online presence and see where they, maybe somewhere they already gained traction, and that definitely makes sense to continue being present on that network. For example, I'll also look at their strengths,
Mm.
and I'll also look if they're, if they're on Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, on 10 other networks, and they're trying to post everywhere. I might say, you are really good on Twitter and you are really good about showing up for live videos, so let's pause the stuff on all the other networks because you're just wasting time there and you're not showing up there consistently. You're not showing up with the same quality of content as you could produce if you were just to focus on 2 or 3 networks.
Yeah, and so I saw Sage Cryptic, and I saw some other people saying hello. So hello everybody, and hello Yulia's friends as well. So we've been talking about so far just about like kind of some of the mistakes that people make at the beginning, but also like how to reach your marketing zen. Focus is so important. Very true. Hey y'all, what's up? Hi folks. Yeah. So. Um, and like I love this kind of point, and I feel like focus is so important because like once you can narrow it down to like a few things, you can actually just put your energy in it, and then like create something of quality. So
Yeah, and I also have them look at their strengths. So some people are better at design, others are better at speaking. And while live video is definitely taking over the world, and everybody should get on it in some way, shape, or form, it might not necessarily be your go-to social media strategy for every day, right? So you might do a weekly live video. But other people, they love showing up daily on Periscope. These reading comments, they're funny.
I know, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So go from your strengths. That's what I want my clients to do, and that's what helps really get better and really push that one or two social media networks to really grow, and then it kind of snowballs from there. Because really, once you get over the hump of 500 followers or 1,000 followers, it does become easier. It does pick up.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. And I love the idea too that like if you're only like on a few different social media platforms, it's like what you do there can be so much better. And like at the beginning, like I kind of got like obsessed with the advice of oh, you gotta be on Periscope every single day, and it's like at a certain point, it's like you can only deliver amazing content like so much, you know, like you only have so much bandwidth. So it's like rather than just being on every day, it's like, oh, well, let's just do like amazing stuff while we are there. So
Yeah, yeah. And then I will see, speaking of mistakes, what I'll see people do is that they will, for example, they'll post on Facebook and they will automatically kind of funnel that into Twitter, but without changing the graphic to a proper size for Twitter or without adjusting the post length. And then it's just pretty much pointless because people on Twitter, they're not stupid. They see that it's just automatically shared from Facebook and they don't really care to get your automated messages on Twitter. And it looks, let's face it, just ugly. So that's not a good mode for automation, I would say.
shocking, isn't it? Like, yeah.
Yeah, right. So I would definitely say, like over that kind of presence, I would definitely choose the focused presence just on Facebook versus on Twitter. You have this ugly feed full of Facebook and Facebook slash like post number.
Insight by community. Yeah, like so I'm interested on your take on that. So like the social part of social media and um like how much do you think is social and how much do you think is just like media or like broadcasting some kind of message?
You mean, so how much you should engage?
Yeah, that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah, you definitely want to, exactly. And actually, I don't know if you're still going to talk about it, but I would say that definitely fits into the 20%. Engagement definitely fits into the 20% that's going to make a difference for your marketing. Because if your content is interesting enough and then people are commenting and you were never engaging with them, what are you even there for? How do you think those people are going to convert into working with you? Because especially if you're being your own brand, your personal brand, that's how you start the conversation. That's how you take it into private messages or email or other communication that actually leads to getting clients versus 20% for what and 80% for what. So 80-20 principle that pretty much 20% of what you do will deliver 80% of the results. So engagement, social media engagement is definitely in those 20%. That's my take on it. So definitely go respond to all the comments and get those people talking and get them talking to you privately so you can help them individually. You can see you will be, that even puts you in the position to even see whether or not you can help them, because otherwise you don't really know.
Yeah, and that's something I've noticed about like your scopes in particular, like just like the engagement is like very like strong. I don't know, like it just seems like people are interacting and they're commenting and stuff.
I
Um,
think
and I was curious, like, what do you think is like the key to like building kind of a tribe that loves you, or a tribe that, and maybe it's not like love you, but like this idea. I don't know. Like, what do you think?
so. It's showing up consistently and it's caring about them, right? So coming from the position that you want to serve and not just push your content and your offers, especially down everyone's throats. So it's definitely that. And actually, the 80-20 principle applies in the same way to, not in the same way, but it also applies to your content. So 80% should be value and 20% should be promotional. So I want to see you do 8 scopes delivering value before you do 2 scopes promoting yourself.
Oh, that's such a good rule of thumb right there, I think, because you see people that do like 150% promotion, or I don't know, like where it's just yeah, someone was asking me like, oh, why is my Facebook page not getting any engagement? And it's just like an entire stream of like promotions. It's like, well, that's why, you know. So I think
exactly, and it's not even effective. So why would you keep doing it?
So that's a really good takeaway, I think, from the scope is just like 80% content, 20% promotion, and I think that's healthy, you know.
Yeah, and that ratio might skew a little bit when you're having a launch, right? But overall, that's the ratio to shoot for.
Yeah. So if you're just joining on, my name is Bruce. I'm with Yulia, and we are talking about just like how to really get to Zen, or how to get to a place of clarity with your marketing, and how to avoid a lot of the mistakes that people are making. And thank you everybody that's shared this out so far. Appreciate it, and would love to hear any questions that you've got, or any comments. Um, and as we keep going through this, so I'm interested because I saw a scope that you were talking about, kind of like the three things that people talk about in marketing a lot, like people buy from the people they know, like, and trust. And I was curious, how do you create like social media that helps people to know and like and trust you?
Right, so it goes back to showing up and sharing about you, who you are. So that's how they get to know you, and pretty much even you showing up, that's the prerequisite for them even being aware of you, right? So then the like factor, so they know you and you show up with content that's on the same, roughly the same topics every time. So if you are talking about SEO and PPC and maybe something else, right? Maybe social media marketing, people know, okay, I can go to Bruce and he is usually talking about these topics, so I can go and scroll through his scopes, and maybe when I have a problem, I can find a useful scope from his list. Whereas if you were to constantly scope about different random stuff, people will be like, what is this guy talking about? I don't really want to know him because he's all over the place. Yeah. So like factor is that goes back to sharing your story, and that's how people connect with you. And a good example I have is people sharing personal stuff like their kids' photos on social media, even though it's a personal account, right? So it's I wouldn't overdo it. So I wouldn't overdo it, right? But that's something that makes people relate. So like we were talking about your pets, your quirks, your passions, your hobbies, that all has place in your social media marketing too. It doesn't have to be the central place unless it's very closely related to your business, but it has place, and that's how people get to know you and like you, because they think, oh, she has the same quirks, or he's from the same place as I, or he went to the same school. So that makes them relate to you better. And then trust is sharing your results and your clients' results and helping people from the place of helping and not getting. And that shows people that you are in it for the long run, that you are in it to help them.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then, yeah, that's how you build the trust.
I like that a lot. Somebody mentioned PewDiePie, which I feel like. Are you familiar with him?
No.
He's I don't know too much about him. He's like a big YouTuber though. He's like one of the biggest YouTubers. But I think it's the same thing. Like he has kind of like uh I don't know if this is the right term, like cult of personality, but like he just has like such a personality that like a lot of people connect with, and he has fun on like his YouTube. So I think he's a good example of like that know, like, and trust. Um, but he's not like uh, or like buying or having stuff that people can buy from him. But what about the trust component? So like, how do you like intentionally like position yourself with social media, like so people that or could like trust you, like see your credentials, or like how do you think you build trust?
Absolutely, and it's totally okay to share your clients' results. Of course, like you might not always share the name if you don't have permission, or if it's a more confidential industry, you might even hide personal details like what kind of problem they were having and things like that. But you want to show up and say, this client, he came to 5 of my sessions, and here's the difference that he experienced. He lost 10 pounds, or he's now way more confident doing live streaming and showing up on social media, and he has a clarity on his story. So that's the kind of posts you would make, and it's okay, and it shows people your expertise. So toot your own horn, not all the time, but it's okay to do it in a celebratory way.
Yeah, and I think people want you to too. It's like when I listen to like different scopers or different people, like I want to hear like that they've like I want to hear about their accomplishments. Like I want to hear like, oh, I got 3,000 new followers on da 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 by doing this, you know. So and
Yeah, exactly. And then you say, this is how I did it.
yeah, and I think there's an element of trust that comes to like when you can say like specific numbers. I'm gonna follow you because you like your personality. Hey, thank you, um,
Yeah, thank you
John
guys for all the
Atlas.
comments.
Okay, so there's just a couple more questions that I want to ask you before we finish here, but I want to know like what do you know now? Like what are some of the things that you know now as a marketer that you wished you would have known sooner?
Yeah, so that's the thing. I used to think that you're supposed to do it all alone, and that's how it would be fair, right? Like I said, I thought I need to be a guru and know everything, and that's how it's fair. But it's really not true, and it's really hard to gain traction that way. So now I say collaborate as much as you can with other people in your industry, with people from other industries who are complementary to yours. If you are a graphic designer, find a copywriter who can refer people to you and to whom you can refer people, with whom you can, cross promote sometimes. Find programs that you love that you can be an affiliate for and cross promote that way. Collaborate, get into a community. Like there are Periscopers communities, there are YouTubers communities, there are people organizing Instagram pods. So get into all of those. And that's going to help you grow that much faster. And like I said, I thought that I have to do it all alone. That hiring a business coach is also kind of like a weird thing. I don't know who would do that. But then when I first tried one-on-one coaching, I was like, whoa, it's so powerful. So get a coach, get support if you feel like you're lacking support in whatever area of your business. Get help, get somebody to do it for you. SEO, for example, is like a dark forest to me. So that's an area I'm looking to outsource later on. So don't try to do it all alone.
Yeah, I love that advice, and I think for anybody watching this too, like that advice alone could just save you so much time because it's like, and it's more fun that way too. Like it's more fun to collaborate. Like it's more fun to just like enjoy like kind of a community feeling rather than being like in your own like little island or tower or something. So um,
Exactly. And even if you don't have a ton of followers at that point, you will still feel supported and like somebody's commenting on your post.
that's very true. Okay, so um, yeah, is there any other advice that you'd give to people that are just kind of like they're starting to figure out their social media presence online, like they're just kind of like at the beginning and like it's still like a huge task to them. Like what would you tell them?
Yeah, tackle one thing at a time. Build that foundation for knowing your client. Like I said, the first network that I would have you be super active on is the one based on your strengths. So at first, I would show up, for example, again, learn from my mistakes. At first, I would show up on Instagram, but I'm a crappy designer, let's face it. I'll be like, oh my goodness, this is so hard, it takes me forever to design a good looking graphic and it's not even that good looking. So then I get on Periscope and I'm like, it takes me no effort whatsoever to hop online and start talking to people. So go from your biggest strength and really zero in on that channel. And then as you go, you'll find ways to repurpose content from that channel into others. But just keep building on and always kind of have a why for what you're doing, So you would say, okay, why am I going to be on YouTube and how is it going to feed into my periscoping or my Facebook presence?
Yeah.
So have a way.
Yeah, that's awesome because I think that brings the clarity to it. It's like if you understand like your purpose behind it or like your goal, your objective, like what you're trying to accomplish, then you can do things a lot more effectively. So, just I want to hear like if anybody's got like a question or got like a comment that they want to make, now would be a great time to do that. Would love to hear that. We're just about at the end of this, but also where could so like while you're kind of thinking of some questions that you could ask, where could people go to get in contact with you? Like where's a good place to kind of keep in touch with you?
Yeah, so typically zenfulmarketing.com would be a good place to get in touch with me and find out more. But right now, I think the latest WordPress update kind of knocks my website around a little bit. So if you want to get in touch today, tweet me at Zenful Marketing, follow me on Periscope, and I'll be hopping on with more social media tips. But in a couple of days, hopefully, zenfulmarketing.com will be back up and running, so you can reach out there and you can book a free social media coaching, 15-minute social media coaching call if you'd like me to take a look and give you custom advice on your situation.
Yeah. So that's awesome. So again, it's at Zenful Marketing, and two, if you haven't checked out her Periscope, like I'd recommend it. It's awesome on social media, and it does have that good vibe to it. So
Thanks so much, Bruce.
yeah, and so thanks for taking the time out to come on today with on the scope. I think I definitely learned some stuff that's very useful today, and I've appreciated your time. And thank you everybody for coming on and watching this as well. So
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This has been great, and thanks everyone who joined.
yeah, so I'm gonna hop off this scope, but continue to do awesome with your social media, everybody, and hopefully this has been helpful. So we'll see you all later.